Maryland Sports Insider here with Baltimore Bombers GM Hunter Francis, and we just finished watching a practice out here at DeBurns, of course, the venue that you all will be playing this year. Talk about what you've seen so far, and I think two practices you've had already.
Well, overall, it's been very positive. The guys are high energy. The intensity rate has been good. You could see today we kind of started slow and kind of stumbled a little bit, but I think that we finished really, really strong. But we're still bringing some guys in and reporting, and so. But next Sunday we start for good. I think we'll be in good shape.
Playing all your games here in DeBurns and a great venue for local sports. Was that part of the thinking of looking at this arena as opposed to maybe some other places around the Baltimore area to play?
Well, there aren't a lot of candidates. There's Myers Pavilion and there's the arena and the Baltimore Arena. And this was our home in the amateur leagues for many, many years, and a lot of us really love this place. And to me, it has atmosphere. It has a lot of tradition, and so it was kind of a no-brainer.
Couple new teams in the NALL really getting into the second year here. Of course, Baltimore being in one of them as well. What are your prospects in terms of how you think the league will run this year in terms of just the attendance base, the fan base, and getting out to grow the name of the Bombers and the NALL at the same time?
I think the execution of the North American Lacrosse League is going to be done very well. The ownership group is very strong and very committed. I think we're going to do really well in terms of producing these events. In terms of the strength of or attendance, we hope to sell this place out. It may not be on January the 20th, but I think that as word gets out of the quality of the team that we have here, the depth of knowledge, most of them are local guys, I think this place is going to fill up. In terms of our competition, we're expecting Kentucky and Boston to both have good years. Providence remains to be seen.
A lot of looking through the rosters from all the teams in the NAL so far, we see a good mixture of guys that are more known for field lacrosse and a number of players also well known for box lacrosse as well. In the two practices you've seen, some of those guys that are more field related, have you seen them start to pick things up and get a little bit more comfortable in the smaller space?
Well, truthfully, 100% of our guys are veteran box players. Coming out here to try to learn the game for the first time is not it's not fair to the player. It's not fair to the other guys. So we're 100% box fluent, although at different levels, of course. But a lot of the guys had a lot of time on the floor. I think with some of our competitors, to be honest with you, I think you're going to see the same thing. That 90%, 95% of their rosters have veteran box lacrosse players.
And of course, that is a game that we've been missing in the Baltimore area on a professional scale in quite a while. And one of the things that fans are going to be more used to for the most part is watching field and coming in here. And what we've seen, what we've noticed is being able to watch the speed and the athleticism of these box players is just absolutely phenomenal what they're able to do in such tight spaces. Talk about, I guess, a little bit of the differences in the athlete for maybe some of our younger fans that are going to be coming here and watching it and think this is something they're going to want to get involved in as they grow up.
Well, in terms of the box games that'll go on here and all the NLL, we have a 30-second shot clock. So the game is naturally going to be at a very, very high pace. We're budgeting for probably 75 offensive shots a game, which is more than one a minute. I think that the fans are going to be treated. These guys are exceptional athletes, and one of the big differences between the indoor game and the outdoor game, a lot of these guys are very, very serious in the weight room, whereas a lot of field guys might have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Most of these guys have, I mean, the bench presses and the squat numbers rival NFL teams. So that's something that is very different. The other thing that a fan's going to see is there's no premium on a second hand. We divide the floor right down the middle. The righties are on one side, the lefties are on the other side, and we really don't put a premium on the ability to use both hands. So that's a big difference that they'll see.
And part of trying to grow the game and growing the NALL and the Bombers name, are there any events or activities that the Bombers have already planned that the fans can look forward to going into the season?
We'll release a schedule of events after the new year, so 8 days, 9 days. Um, that'll have where we are and what we're doing both socially and community service type things. So we've got quite a few things planned to start our process of giving back to our community.
One of the things that we've seen in different lacrosse venues that we've covered is accessibility for the fans to the players. Is that something that's going to carry over into the Bombers or the NALL in terms of that access before or after games to have that interaction and build that way?
Well, I was one of the first employees of Major League Lacrosse when the Bayhawks started in 2001, and having that sort of going back and forth between fans and players is really important. So our guys are going to, after games, they're going to be required to stick around for a long time. We'd love to get some little kids interested. We'd really love to get some high school kids interested. We'd like to see a high school box league going instead of all the indoor field leagues that are going on. So our interactivity with our supporters and our fan is going to be very serious.
Well, thanks for taking some time after practice to speak with us, and we look forward to talking with you again in the future. Thank you very much.